brainwave.
Death is an inevitable consequence of life, and someday we will all end up underground. Some believe that with death everything ends, and a person simply ceases to exist, while others claim that after death, a person reincarnates. Their soul moves into another body. Today we explore this issue from a scientific point of view and from the perspectives of Islam and Christianity. Christians and Muslims believe in heaven for the righteous and hell for sinners. Other religions see death as a transition to existence somewhere higher or to another life here on earth. In fact, the moment of death is not instantaneous, as we might think. Even if you stop breathing and your heart stops beating, the brain continues to live for some time. In hospital conditions, doctors determine death by a number of criteria. These include the absence of a pulse, indicating cardiac arrest, cessation of breathing, lack of reflexes, and pupil reaction to bright light. Let's start by studying the first 12 hours after death. The first hour. At the moment of death, all the muscles in the body relax. The mouth usually opens, the eyelids relax, the pupils dilate, and the body becomes flexible. That's why in funeral homes they often sew the mouth shut. And since all the muscles relax, this includes the sphincter. This is, so to speak, the gatekeeper through which waste passes, and therefore after death, urine and feces are also released from the body. A few minutes after the heart stops, blood stops flowing through the vessels, and pallor mortis occurs, causing the skin color to lighten as blood drains from the smaller vessels near the skin's surface. The body cools down, losing its normal temperature, and it begins to drop by 2 degrees in the first hour, and by 1 degree every subsequent hour. The next 6 hours. In the absence of capillary blood circulation, the skin acquires a pale tint. Soon after this, livor mortis or sallowness appears. Blood no longer circulates through the body, and then gravity attracts it to the ground, causing what is called pooling, and the process of livor mortis begins. After 3 hours, chemical changes occur in the body's cells, and all muscles stiffen. Rigor mortis continues throughout the body, the face, then the chest, arms, and finally the fingers of the hands and feet. While these changes are happening, the muscles of the face and body can continue to contract and twitch for several hours. Because of this, some parts of the deceased may move slightly. Thus, the body can move for several hours. It should be noted that in men, sometimes the sexual organ may erect depending on the temperature and the individual's characteristics. This condition can last a day or two, but then the body will begin to relax again as the muscle tissues break down and decay, and the cells in them die due to a lack of energy. Professionals call this secondary flaccidity, and within 3 days, rigor mortis subsides in the opposite direction, starting with the relaxation of the fingers of the hands and feet, and gradually reaching the face. The next 7 to 12 hours. Although full rigor mortis will occur after 12 hours, it will be difficult to move the limbs of the corpse. Starting from 7 hours, the knees and elbows will be slightly bent, and the fingers of the hands and feet may bend in an unusual way. How pronounced this is depends on the person's age, physical condition, and sex, as well as the air temperature and other external factors. The 12th hour. After the onset of full rigor mortis, the body begins to soften again. This process occurs in reverse order, that is, from the fingers of the hands to the arms and legs, and then the chest, neck, and face. Within 2 to 3 days, the internal organs will begin to decompose and produce 2 substances, putrescine and cadaverine. Afterward, the beneficial bacteria in the intestines are left without food. They multiply and begin to feed on the body, releasing gases that cause the torso and limbs to swell. If this goes too far and the organs liquefy, the gases can create such pressure that they erupt from the nearest available exit. Sometimes this leads to the eyes popping out of the sockets. If the body is already on the ground, insects and microorganisms and bacteria will begin the process of decay, Then all the soft parts of the body, including the organs, muscles, and skin, liquefy, leaving bones, hair, cartilage, and other hard parts. In the end, only the skeleton remains, which usually takes 8 to 12 years to decompose, depending on the loss of organic and inorganic components. However, it doesn't always happen exactly like this, and the body can be preserved much longer. And if we talk about some physical body, it turns out that this is essentially the end. Scientists cannot figure out what actually happens after death with consciousness, or even the soul, if it exists. Scientists believe that they have finally come close to solving this mystery, although their answers are radically different. Losing consciousness. You lose your soul, you lose everything. The world no longer exists for you, your family, friends, acquaintances. Loved ones no longer exist. Everything is lost. In the end, we will all find out the truth. In the next part, we will consider options from the Christian and Islamic points of view. So, can you add anything about the decomposition process we described? Have you ever seen a dead body? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.